Welcome to Had6 channel. In this video, we will look into revoke. 19 verbs with similar meanings will be reviewed in example sentences. Let's get started. Number 1. Abolish. Which means formally put an end to a system, practice, or institution. Abolish. For example, the tax was abolished in 1977. Number 2. Override. Which means use one's authority to reject or cancel a decision, view, etc. Override. For example, the courts will ultimately override any objections. Number 3. Countermand. Which means revoke or cancel an order. Countermand. For example, an order to arrest the strike leaders had been countermanded. Number 4. Void. Which means declare that something is not valid or legally binding. Void. For example, the contract was voided. Number 5. Invalidate. Which means deprive an official document or procedure of legal validity because it contravenes a regulation or law. Invalidate. For example, a low turnout invalidated the ballot. Number 6. Overrule. Which means reject or disallow by exercising one's superior authority. Overrule. For example, this ban was overruled by a federal court. Number 7. Abrogate. Which means repeal or do away with a law, right, or formal agreement. Abrogate. For example, a proposal to abrogate temporarily the right to strike. Number 8. Withdraw. Which means discontinue or no longer provide something previously supplied or offered. Withdraw. For example, the ban on advertising was withdrawn. Number 9. Nullify. Which means make legally null and void. Nullify. For example, the ANC warned that it would nullify the legislation. Number 10. Reverse. Which means make something the opposite of what it was. Reverse. For example, the crowd were clamoring for the umpire to reverse the decision. Number 11. Annul. Which means declare invalid an official agreement, decision, or result. Annul. For example, the elections were annulled by the general amid renewed protests. Number 12. Retract. Which means withdraw a statement or accusation as untrue or unjustified. Retract. For example, he retracted his allegations. Number 13. Quash. Which means reject as invalid, especially by legal procedure. Quash. For example, his conviction was quashed on appeal. Number 14. Recall. Which means revoke or annul an action or decision. Recall. For example, he sent another note to Lord Grey, recalling his earlier communication. Number 15. Rescind. Which means revoke, cancel, or repeal a law, order, or agreement. Rescind. For example, the court has the power to rescind a bankruptcy order. Number 16. Repeal. Which means revoke or annul a law or act of Parliament. Repeal. For example, the legislation was repealed 5 months later. What do you think of these synonyms? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. Moreover, you can follow the channel by hitting the subscription button.